You're listening to Spainfully Honest, the podcast where me, Paul,
and me, Catherine, talk about what it's really like living in Spain.
Each week we'll share stories, tips, and honest conversations about daily life here in Spain.
Whether you live in Spain, you're thinking about moving, or you just want to know a little bit more, you're in the right place.
So grab a coffee, get comfortable, and let's get Spainfully Honest.
Okay, so hello and welcome to episode 4 of Spainfully Honest. Before we get started today, I just wanted to say thank you so much to everyone who's been listening to the first few episodes. We can't believe how many people have been listening, how many emails, how many messages, how many people have been sharing it on social media. So thank you so much for all the help and for all the support. It's amazing. We're blown away.
Yeah, brilliant. I mean, we need more, but it is brilliant. Thank you. This episode is a bit of a first for us. This is a triple guester. 1, 2, 3. Our children, not all of them, some of our children. We've got Lottie. Lottie has fully educated in Spain, but has just finished a degree in Newcastle. And she just finished an honours degree in Newcastle.
Woohoo, well done, Lottie.
Thank you.
And Jamie is as well. He was born in Spain, so he's been fully educated in Spain as well, and university also in Spain. So he's going to tell us a little bit about that. And Max, of course, was born in Spain, and so he has been in school, of course, since he was born here. And he's going to tell us a little bit about what school is like for him.
What we thought was, because they're all here, because it's the summer holidays, that we'd grill them while they're here. So we got them in to do some of the history of their education. They're all slightly different, which is really interesting. So we've got Lottie, who went initially to a public school, and then she went to a semi-private school, and then went to university in Newcastle.
Yeah, and we thought it would be interesting to get their point of view. So we can obviously speak to what it's been like as parents to have children in these different schools. But I mean, only the kids can tell us what it was like for them, what it was actually like to be in these schools. Jamie, what way did you go to school? Was it the international school first? Do you want to tell everyone what school you went to in Spain?
I started off in a private school that was international. It was a combination of English and Spanish classes, half and half. And then the rest of my education from primary to Bachillerato I did in a Spanish public school. And then university, I also did it in a Spanish university.
Very good. Cool.
And Lottie, what about you? What did you do?
I did private. No, I didn't. I did a public first school, primary school, and then moved to a public high school, but moved from there to a Contemporary, which is semi-private, semi-public. And then I stayed there until the end of my Bachillerato. And then I went to university in Newcastle.
Yeah. And Maxie?
Well, I go to
You go to a curriculum concert as well, right?
yeah, and I have this English teacher.
So you do English and Spanish there in school, right?
Yeah, and I have 3 classes that are in English, and I think that we had 4 in English. I think it was, and I think it was 3 in Spanish.
Very good.
I have lingua, maths, and I think it was. Only those 2 in Spanish. And then I have the rest, which is science and English, of course. Educación física.
P.
And that's basically all the English ones.
Very good.
So the English is not really English because my English teacher is learning English, but still pretty good English.
That's good.
But we're learning boring stuff.
Oh, it's boring for you because your English is such a good level, isn't it?
And then sometimes she's good to us. I mean, like puts games on the telly and
In English?
Yeah.
Oh,
Sometimes not in English.
So when Max started school, could Max speak English and Spanish with him?
Yeah, because I've always spoken English to Max since he was a baby. So his English has always been a really high level. And obviously, Max's papa is Spanish, so he always spoke to him in Spanish. So even going to school, like they were mad about him when he went to creche and stuff like that because he spoke like both
Wow,
languages for a
fantastic.
baby. Yeah, it's so cute.
Yeah.
And we do our reading every night, Maxie, don't we? What are we reading at the moment?
We're reading Percy Jackson, the second book. We finished the first one.
Yeah, and in English, right? And you're super, aren't you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And my English teacher in exams, he gives me lower note than 10 whenever he can. It's like, I didn't bring,
They don't want you showing off, that's the thing. They don't want you showing off.
he did this thing that we had to imprint some like exam to read out at him for him, but the ones that didn't bring it for some reason got a 0.
Oh, quite right.
Harsh.
Quite right. I think
And
that's very right.
And then we didn't know how to imprint it because it was in the classroom. We didn't print it, but we didn't know how to pass it to that. So I didn't bring it. So he gave me a 0 whenever he could.
Oh, we don't like him.
Mama's
We don't like him.
fault. We didn't print it out for you, sure we didn't. So do you guys want to tell us a little bit about what it was like for you in school when you were younger? What it was like when you first started school as foreigners, essentially? Like what it was like for you?
Well, I don't really, when I look back at when I was in school starting off, I don't really feel like I was a foreigner. There's no before and after kind of incorporating myself. In Castellar, when I went there was loads of people who were also foreigners, and then there was also Spanish people. So I feel like I was able to mix nicely with the people who were foreigners or maybe English speakers, but also I was able to mix nicely with the people who were Spanish who were there. So I never really felt like I was foreign there. I didn't.
Yeah. I was always worried because when you were young, Nana, you're like Jamie's grandparents, you say Nana and Gaga. So if you hear me saying that, that's what.
That's what it means.
That's what it
Okay.
means.
In Birmingham, that means nanny. No, it doesn't mean granddad and grandma.
That what we use? Yeah, Nana and Gaga. They looked after you when you were young, and of course they spoke to you in English the whole time. So I was always really worried about you when you started because you effectively started, didn't really have fantastic Spanish, but it was fine, wasn't it? You went to the international school and it was okay.
I had English speaking friends that did, and I had also plenty of Spanish speaking friends. So
Yeah.
I think that really helped a bit in the long run.
Yeah. Although I always felt that you made friends more with the international kids, and that's something that I like to say. Make sure your kids mix with Spanish kids because you learn Spanish better, and then you have, I don't know, more friends for life, because I feel like the international students always came and went, so it was like they were there for a year and then they left, and you'd make a friend and then they'd be gone, and what was it like for you? That was just from my point of view.
Do you mean in Castellar?
Yeah.
I don't remember much. I remember I had one friend who was from Norway, maybe, and we were like best friends, like we'd go to each other's houses and that, and yeah, of course, like he left,
Yeah.
but yeah, I don't remember much about that. I do remember, again, the Spanish friends, and they stayed,
Yeah.
and I still know them, I do.
Yeah.
So it's good that I met them, but I do feel like maybe I did get closer, maybe with the international ones, or the ones who were in Spanish. But overall, I did kind of connect to everyone.
Yeah. And why did you think it was that you were drawn to the international? Because they were like you, or because of the English, or?
I just think it was because my English was a little better than Spanish at the time. I don't think it was anything deeper in that.
Yeah.
And what do you tell us about school for you? Similar to you, like, I don't really remember going to school, obviously, but I think I had a bit of an advantage because my sister was already at school. So like everything she learned at school, like she would teach me at home. And also at home I had English. So it was basically bilingual going into it anyway. And then at school, it was a public school in the middle of nowhere. And there was like no English people. I think my mum said there was like 2 or 3, but they were a bit older than me and my sister. Obviously I had my sister there, but so most of my friends were Spanish.
Yeah.
And I'm probably still friends with a few of them.
Yeah.
But like you said, the English or like international students would always come and go.
Yeah.
Especially like English people. I think I made quite good friends with one girl, and they would always just leave a bit.
So I say, would you think that would be maybe an important tip or something for people who are sending their kids to school in Spain as, international or English-speaking kids or whatever, to maybe almost force them to play with Spanish kids as well?
I do think, yeah. And I think if you put them, if they do like extracurricular activities in school, I always found most of the people there were Spanish kids. Yeah, not a lot of the English kids went to the
That's interesting to know.
at my school anyway. That's what I found.
One of the disadvantages we had a little bit was we were about 15 kilometres from the school, and we lived in sort of a finca in the middle of nowhere. So there weren't, if you lived in a town and you're that age, you could go out and play with them in the evening.
Yeah.
She didn't have that
Yeah.
facility, so when she got a little bit older, we could take her and leave her into theater with friends for a bit and pick her up.
Yeah.
Which I think that's, that was a difficult bit that could have been a lot better to get more friends if you could go out with them at weekends and things, which was harder to do because of the distance.
That's actually an important thing to talk about with the international school versus public school as well. Because when you go to the public school, it's all people from the area you live in.
Yeah, immediate area.
Yeah, but when you've got the international schools, even the Colegio Concertado that Max did, people come from different towns to bring their kids to that school. So a lot of Max's school friends are kind of spread along the coast. They're not like in this one town. So that's another thing to keep in mind. Yeah.
And it's like one of the things we said before, right at the beginning, that we feel that this is one of the most important things when you think about moving to Spain, is how your kids will be. So really bear that in mind, that if you can get a local school, it'd be a lot better for the kids, definitely.
Yeah. And if they do need to go to an international school, or you want them to go to a Colegio Concertado, what can we call that for short in English?
Semi-private,
yeah. Semi-private school. Then just maybe put them into like an activity in the area, a dance school or theatre school or whatever in the area, and then they can make friends that way, right? Because you're in a dancing school around here.
And I have like lots of friends that are from different countries, because I have like an English friend that speaks very good English and is learning Spanish and has already very good Spanish, and then I have more Spanish friends than any other friends.
Yeah.
I have like a best friend that I play on the computer with.
Oh yeah.
And then I have another friend that we're also best friends. That has a prima cousin. That's my best friend.
You've got some good best friends, you have.
Oh my God.
God.
Cute.
And then there's Cassandra. That's from, I think was I don't remember. He has like, he's from the same country as me. That's a lot of my friends that I'm sorry.
So quite international in your school as well, right?
Yeah, and then Alejandro, the one I said before, he also speaks, I think it was German.
Oh, he's different. Is it his mom is Spanish and his papa is from somewhere else as well?
Yeah, I think it was German.
Oh, not sure.
Good having that. Almost friends,
Yeah.
international languages. We were always told, I don't know if yours are the same, but we were always told that we shouldn't speak Spanish to the kids at home.
Yeah.
We should leave that to the school to do.
Yeah.
Probably because the Spanish was rubbish, but that's probably true, that is true. So that's why. But yeah, they always said, always speak to the kids at home in English.
Yeah, so I always speak to Max in English, although obviously Alex is Spanish, so he speaks German Spanish.
Yeah, well, that's the quality of the language, isn't it? When it's English and...
No, Alex, speak English.
But obviously, what you just said is you would speak, you'd speak to your sister in Spanish and English.
So cute.
Yeah.
And your mum and dad didn't understand it?
No.
That was one of the reasons, definitely.
Secret
I
language.
had a friend at school, and her parents were both English, and her English was terrible. Like, she couldn't speak English. Spanish was she was basically Spanish, but the difference was her parents spoke to her in Spanish at home. And she didn't do very well in like English classes at school. But she's technically the same as me.
Yeah.
Her parents, maybe, did they speak really good level of Spanish or something?
I think so, yeah.
And they just wanted her to have good Spanish, so
Yeah.
they must have focused on that maybe too much.
Yeah, so I do think it's really important for you to speak English at home, like definitely.
I agree.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, to be bilingual is fantastic, isn't
Yeah.
it? You know, it's not a concentration, but it's just that obviously in school, in a public school, they're going to speak a lot of Spanish. So yeah,
Yeah.
it's good.
And what was it like then with the language? At what point did you feel like you were like Spanish level or fluent or, you know, the same as everybody else language-wise?
Well, that's the thing that I told you earlier. Like, I never really felt out. Like, I never felt out, like left out. I never felt like I couldn't speak Spanish. Like, it's kind of all based on things that I was told. Really, kind of. There's never like in my mind. There's not a before I learned Spanish or became fluent in Spanish and then after. It probably was when I was joining the Spanish public school.
So what age did you do that then, Jim?
I think I was 10.
Yeah.
Because it was 5th at primary school, and I did 6th the other two.
I noticed a massive difference in
Yeah.
Spanish when you went to the public school.
But that's the thing, like, I never really felt left out. At first, I'd have the odd difficulty in the odd specific word. Like, once they were asking a question, I knew the answer in English, and I screamed "fun guy" out. And they looked at me like I was crazy, because I didn't know the word for that in Spanish. But apart from small things like that, there was never really a thing where I felt like I was excluded or like that I was too different from everyone else. Because also in that school there was lots of, especially Moroccan people.
Yeah.
So it felt like there was more than just one nationality in everything.
Yeah.
So it wasn't
Yeah.
too much.
Oh, that's good. Yeah.
Yeah.
Very good. What about you?
Same as you, like I've never really felt out. I've always felt like I've always spoke both languages.
Oh, that's good.
And people always get really surprised, you probably get this as well, like when we speak in Spanish, it's like I sound like a Spanish person.
Yeah.
So when people see me, I look very English. They always assume that I'm English, but when I speak in Spanish, they think I'm
Get like
Spanish.
a shock.
Yeah. So it's kind of like, I couldn't really say that there was a point where I learned more Spanish.
That's
That's
probably
so
one of the
cool to
reasons.
hear,
Yeah, it's
isn't
probably one of the reasons for not doing the Spanish at home, isn't it? Because if I couldn't have done it, but now perhaps if I was trying to teach somebody Spanish, I would have a different accent and I would say things differently. So yeah, and that would isolate the person as well. So that's another reason for not doing too much at home unless you're absolutely fluent.
And then it's just another thing about getting like both sides of it, because I was like really worried about it, but I never realised that Jamie did just felt like one of the gang. I was like obsessing about it. Remember I was like showing you flashcards and everything.
I remember that, I do.
to remember.
That was sat in the car while I was in the classroom through the window.
What do you want to tell us, Maxine?
Like, I have a fun tip. If you have like any board game or anything that's in English, I would recommend you to play it a lot to learn like the words in the game.
Oh, very good.
Good idea.
Nice
Good
tip.
tip from Max there. Board games. Very good. How long do you think it was where you started? I mean, that's if you do. Well, first question: do you think in English or Spanish? And when do you feel that it just became automatic? How long had you been how old were you? How long have you been doing the language before it sort of became automatic for you to be one and the other?
Well, for me, it kind of switches. Like, if I've just been speaking Spanish, then I'll automatically just start muttering to myself in Spanish or thinking in Spanish. But if I've just been exposed to English, it'll be in English. So it really depends. Like, even yesterday, I was like speaking Spanish, and then I found myself just muttering myself in Spanish, like I need to do this, that in Spanish. But then again, it's in English sometimes. So it just really depends on the context, really, it does.
Yeah.
And then the moment where I felt like, I think he said I could speak perfectly Spanish, or I was...
Yeah, you just thought that it was become an equal language perhaps rather than a second language.
Well, again, there's no moment really where I felt like I couldn't really speak it. I'd say it was probably like when I was in high school, or what would be La ESO. But
Something like GCSE in England, wasn't it? And junior
Yeah.
cert in Ireland.
probably around there. Like, again, in primary school, I joined the public school. There was no moment where I was like, oh, I can't speak Spanish. I don't think it even crossed my mind. It didn't. But yeah, I'd say realistically, when it actually did happen, even though I didn't notice, it it probably was in secondary school in the age.
I sort of noticed at home, I think Millie, who's Lottie's elder sister, 2 years older, I could hear talking in the bedroom, and it was in Spanish, and I wondered what it was, who was talking to who, and I went in, and Millie was dreaming in Spanish, and talking in Spanish in her dream, and that's when I thought, that's her language, that's become like her first language.
And do you dream in Spanish or
I think the same as with you, like when I'm exposed to Spanish, I'll think and talk to myself in Spanish. But sometimes, like if I'm speaking to my sister, like I can flip between both. Like if we can't think of a word in English, like we'll say the word in Spanish. We do that quite often with me. But now you said it, I feel like I've heard Millie dream in Spanish as well, like more than she does in English.
Yeah. No, it's just I heard it through a bedroom door. I thought somebody in there, so I went in. She was fast asleep talking away in Spanish. Fantastic.
It just highlights the importance of, if you want your kids to have that level of Spanish, getting over as early as you can, really get them to school when they're as young as they possibly can.
As much as possible. And also, obviously, the earlier possible, the more friends they'll get in Spanish. So it's just reciprocal, isn't it? You get more and more.
Obviously, you can just come across when they're older, but just if you're planning a move and you can pick the age for your children, well, we've just seen how easy it was for them to get into speaking fluent Spanish when they started school so young,
Yeah.
So, what's your saying, Max?
And it's not, for me, thinking, it's not like used, it's like I always think in English.
Do you?
Yeah, I always mutter to myself and talk to myself in English.
And what do you dream in?
I dream, it can be, differently, depends to the dream.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna say what I dream, because
Don't,
it's
no.
pretty.
Have bad dreams?
No.
Bad dreams as well? Just know all your video games.
No. So,
What, you dream in English or Spanish? Or it depends on the dream you were saying, was it?
yeah, because sometimes there's this dream that,
Don't tell us the dream,
No.
just give us
there's this
the
dream
language.
that I dream in both, because there's a person that's in English, but then I talk to them in Spanish,
Ah,
but they understand me.
the Spanglish dreams. Amazing.
Wow.
Level up. Good boy. But that is something that I do as well. I speak Spanglish a lot. Do you think that makes you, and Jamie as well, do you think it makes you lazy with the language? I worry about it sometimes. So when I'm speaking to people speaking in English, and I'm trying to think of the word, trying to make myself use all the English words. Then when I'm speaking in Spanish with somebody who can speak both languages, I'll automatically just flip one word into English if I can't think of it. And so it makes me I don't know, it's like as if I'm not making myself think of the correct words or something. Maybe I'm going to lose a level in either English or Spanish. I don't know.
I know what you mean, but I don't think it does really.
Does it?
No, it's quite fun, really.
Yeah.
You just flip in between.
I think it's my favourite language.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's it called? The language they speak in Gibraltar.
Oh, what is it?
It's
I don't know.
called, I can't remember what it's called, but they flip between Spanish and English through the whole sentence.
I'll look it up and I'll put it in the subtitles.
Yeah, pretty
Yeah.
sometimes. That word.
It's really fun. I think when we went, me and my sister could understand and kind of speak back. But there's a specific way that they do it, obviously you need to practice, but that is really cool.
Yeah. It's I feel like there's loads of really good words in Spanish that I haven't got in English, and then vice versa. So that when you can use both languages, you can express yourself or say what you want to much better, and have really good arguments as well, because you can pick all the good words that you want to use as well.
I think also when I started at uni, people were saying slang that I'd never heard. So I was like, what? I have no idea what these things are. They always found it really strange that I couldn't understand that.
That's cute.
Yeah, the same thing happens to me really sometimes, especially with, for example, Nan and Gaga, my grandparents. I'll have no idea, I'll just laugh.
They talk a lot in slang as well. They're
Yeah.
from Dublin, so
And
there's a lot of slang in Dublin.
When you're talking to, sometimes you'll say something else, kind of what?
Yeah.
Well, you have to explain when you said, I'm scarlet for you. I was like, what? Like, I didn't know what that meant. So yeah, it's the same thing.
And then I don't know if we've covered it already, but what was it like? Did we talk about making friends? We kind of spoke about how the comparison to making Spanish friends and international friends, but how did you both find making friends in general throughout school? And then maybe even lots of years slightly different because you went back over to the UK to the university. What was that like as far as maybe starting again and making friends? I don't know. Did you know people over there already? So tell us a little bit about that from the start to now.
When I was a kid, it was that easy to make friends. You just put in the dictionary. I changed school quite a lot, and I think I remember I used to struggle quite a bit making friends because people used to assume that I was English. Like even teachers, it's like Charlotte, the name is just like instantly. But as soon as I speak Spanish, like they're like, wow. Especially in my last school, the semi-private, that everybody was a bit more open-minded to international people. And it was really nice. I made quite a few friends in that last school. And then moving to England, like, it was fine. Like, nobody really knew that I was Spanish unless I said it. And even now, like, my friends laugh at this because I never say that I'm from Spain because people just, I don't know, well, I do to certain people, but then other people, like, they just don't understand that I am actually technically Spanish. But it was really easy to make friends in Newcastle.
So do you feel more Spanish than English?
I do.
Culture-wise, you know what I mean? Yeah,
definitely.
So cool. So what would be like your favourite food then?
I would say, I don't know, we've said this, but I really like octopus. I was going to say it today. Pulpo a la gallega.
Oh,
It's very good. You haven't tried it?
Or Spanish.
I
I do like it though myself.
Yeah.
That was one of the interesting things when they were really little. One of their favourite things was sardines eyes.
Eyes?
Yeah, they used to get the eyes out of the sardines. When they were cooked, obviously, not while they were alive.
Oh, because that makes
But,
it
you
so
know,
much
that
better.
is, you know, I would
Cooked
say
eyes.
international is that to like sardines on their eyes. But
So cute. And I always felt though that Jamie, you felt like you were more Irish than Spanish. Would that be right? What about now? You tell me.
It kind of changes with me. Like there'll be times maybe if I spend a lot of time I've been in Granada for a while, where I'll kind of feel if I'm around more Spanish people, I might feel more Irish. Like if I'm around like family and that, I'll feel more Spanish. I think in total, I would feel like I'm more Spanish than I am Irish, but I still feel like seen in Irish culture and language and all that.
And so what would your favourite food be?
I really like ensaladillas.
Ensaladilla.
Yeah.
Classic.
I really like that one.
Classic. And what about you, Jake or Maxie?
So my favorite food is like I have two favorite foods. One from Mama's language and one from like Spanish. Like my favorite one from like Mama's language is what only salmon.
You like salmon?
Yeah.
Very good.
Salmon or broccoli.
broccoli, there's a choice for a child. Broccoli.
In Spanish, the same as Lottie, octopus. I really like octopus.
Oh my God.
And your dad's a chef, isn't he? So, well, that helps.
Yeah.
If I was cooking it, man, I like
I
it.
made a burger once.
Yeah.
I went with him and I made a smash burger for
Fantastic.
myself.
Brilliant.
Yeah. And Papa makes amazing, well, I'm going to say paella. What he says is not paella. It's because in Spain they just say rice with. But when they say rice with, they mean it's, to us, it's like a paella type dish, like, you know, but he makes rice with vegetable or rice with rabbit. Max has, don't you? Max loves rice with rabbit.
And I forgot to say, like my other favorite food that my papa makes is onion rings.
Onion rings.
So yummy.
Yeah, he makes
love
nice ones,
them.
doesn't he? Yeah.
Anywhere.
They're international. I think everyone likes onion rings.
Yeah. Like, and I also really like noodles.
Yeah, you love noodles, don't you? Yeah.
I like noodles with like gambas, like
Prawns.
prawns.
Yeah.
Very good.
That was something that I craved when I was pregnant. Was like all of that kind of stuff, prawns and calamaris, you know, like the squid rings.
Yeah.
So obviously Max really liked those because I couldn't stop eating them. I was
Nice thing to like, better than coal. How did you choose the universities that you went to? Did the school, did the school help you do that, or did you have to do it all yourself?
With me, since I went to school in Murcia, they kind of guided us more to go to the University of Murcia. But I kind of wanted to base it off of what university was better. The best one supposedly was the University of Barcelona, but you had to learn Catalan to do that. So the second best was Granada, so I decided to go there. That was what was based off of
based
really.
as well on what you wanted to study, I think, right?
Yeah.
So what do you study then?
My degree is in archaeology, and there's of course a limited amount of universities that do that. It's a bit specific, but I was just lucky enough that the top two universities in the country did it. So instead of learning Catalan, I went to Granada, and then Granada, of course, being a extremely historically significant city, it was perfect for that kind of degree.
Yeah. Brilliant. And you got?
That's really good. What did I do? Because, well, I actually didn't know where I wanted to go for uni, but it was like on the brink. I think Brexit had only just happened, so I did want to go to a university in Europe. I think it was Amsterdam University, but I couldn't get in there because I was considered international because I had a British passport, even though I've done my entire education in Spain. And then I wasn't allowed to go to any in the UK. All of the ones that I tried to get into in the UK were always considering me an international student because I'd done my education in Spain. It was really confusing. And I think it was about a month before I started, I called up all the universities like, I'm not an international student, I've got a British passport, just telling them the whole situation. And I think Newcastle was the only one that they really wanted me because they were like, you can obviously speak the language and you've got a British passport. I just had to like stay there for a bit longer. I had to go for a month, I think, before I started my course, but they were really helpful. But my school, they, like the same with you, they kind of push you to go to the city university.
Yeah, that you're in the area that you're in.
Yeah. So to get into a uni in the UK, you don't have to do the EVAL, which is like the final exam after Bachiller. It's like you can get in there with your grades that you got in those last 2 years. But because I didn't know what I wanted to do, I did that anyway, but it didn't count to anything. But if you are looking to go to uni in the UK, you don't have to do that last exam.
I guess that's one of the things. If you are, have been to a Spanish public school and you're applying to UK universities, you probably want to talk to somebody rather than just give them a bit of paper.
Yeah.
Because anybody can write, A-level or whatever the equivalent is in Spanish English, but they won't, until they speak to you, they won't know that you're totally fluent in the language, and that is different, so that's quite important, I think.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it's obviously changed now, but yeah, that was my experience.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And do you want to explain between the two of you, if it's difficult, how does it work, Bachillerato? What's do you want to explain Bachillerato, EVAL, selectividad, what all that kind of stuff is, if you can, in both languages?
So for me anyway, it was Bachillerato is like the last 2 years of your school.
So it's like the equivalent of A-levels
Yeah.
in the UK,
Yeah.
which you do 3. Now this is the major difference, they only do 3 subjects.
Yeah. I got a choice between either the social sciences route or the sciences route.
Yeah.
And I started off with the sciences, which was, I don't even know how many subjects it was, but it included physics, chemistry, history of Spain, scientific maths, Spanish language, English, all that sort of biology as well. And it got a bit too much for me at the end, and I didn't actually know what I wanted to do. So I changed to the social sciences one, which was about the same amount of subjects. It was really difficult, but it was,
I think it's about 9, is it,
I think
altogether?
it's about 9, is it?
Yeah, 9
Nine subjects
subjects.
to do, yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, for me, we had the option between the social sciences, sciences, and then humanities. Since I wanted to go into history, I did the humanities one, so I did. Of course, there was the base subjects to like Spanish language, English, Spanish history, and what else was there? I think that was all the base ones. And then after that, you could choose your own ones. So I did like Latin, I did ancient Greek. I can't remember what else I did.
Because you were always really clear about what you wanted to do then,
Yes.
so you kind of guided your Bachillerato towards that. Yeah, you were lucky, because I was the same. I wasn't really sure what I wanted to do, but you always really knew what you wanted to do.
Yeah, and it was very helpful then because.
So do you speak Latin as well?
I know some. I wouldn't be able to speak it. I wouldn't. I'd be able to read a plaque maybe, but that's it.
So we go to museums, I'm always like, what does that say? Yeah, actually just picks it up.
I was thinking more taking you to like a Greek or Italian restaurant, that's all. I was thinking more of myself.
But yeah, so it's just tailored to what you want to study in university. So if you want to study medicine, you're not going to do the humanities one because then the optional classes like Latin and ancient Greek aren't going to serve you for the university, like to get into university. So here at least they measure your EVAL, which is the university entrance exam, and your average grade in Bachillerato.
Yeah. So is eval and selectividad the same thing?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So basically that's like an entrance exam to university to figure out what points you would have to get into university in Spain. Is that right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And then Bachillerato is like your overall grade for the last 2 years that you were in school. Is that right?
Yeah.
So it's totally different to Ireland, the UK. Well, not about the UK, but in Ireland, your leaving cert is your exam, and basically you do like it's kind of more like selectividad. It's like your final exam, and then whatever grade you get on that, it doesn't matter what you've done in the 2 years that you were in school. It's all about the results that you get in the final exam, unless they've changed it now. I don't think so. So it's all based on that exam. It's a lot of pressure, isn't it, to like thinking about, my whole future is based on this, one exam in each subject, for the...
Yeah, I think England's more like that. You get grades in each subject, so like you need 2 A's and a B for this, or 2 B's and a C for this, or...
Yeah.
But having so many subjects.
Yeah,
Millie did an international thing, an American course as well. She ended up doing, I think it was 13 subjects, effectively A-level.
Goodness me.
So yeah, it's good.
Yeah, it's lots of
Very
pressure.
interesting.
Did you want to say something, Darling?
Yeah, about Jamie's doing Jamie did an excavation,
Yeah.
and I'm very proud because he did he found a bracelet,
Yeah.
and I think it was bronze. You said?
Very good, yeah.
Fantastic.
You're really proud of him, are you? You're adorable. So do you want to tell them about your excavations that you go on? Is it part of school? Does the school help organise it, or is it just totally different?
No. I mean, I can't say exactly what excavation it is because if they know there's metal there, that can't be publicised.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, so
That's so interesting.
I've done 2. One of them was Celtic-Iberian. It was around that one. And then the last one I did was pre-Roman, but occupied by Roman settlers when they occupied the peninsula. So they built on top of what was there, and that's what we excavated. And there's
So part of your university, because you're studying archaeology, part of it is, it's not part of university, but they facilitate the linking up with excavations so that you can go on it as a student?
It depends. The university only had answers local ones. I find out about the other ones through just WhatsApp groups that people have. People at the university too, not related to the university, like students, will also spread pamphlets and stuff about the excavations that are going on, and you can join them to kind of boost your CV to make it better for when you actually want to finish your degree. You can actually get paid for where it's had some experience. So it's really handy.
That's good, isn't it? I was really impressed with that, I have to say. Yeah, it's
Very
cool.
good. On when you were at in your final school, and I guess a lot of the people in your classes were going to go to universities. What proportion of them sort of went to Mercia because we're in that area compared to going elsewhere?
I mean, for me, I think most of them went to
Is it sort of pushed? Is that where they try to get you to go? Is that the?
It's easier because if you go to a different university, you can have like transfer all your data to that university. For example, I did my MO in Murcia, so all my information was already in that university. So if I wanted to go to that one, it would have been extremely easy. I wouldn't have had to send them anything. I just would have said I want to go, and they'd have my information already. But of course, it's also extremely easy to go to apply to any other one. You just transfer your information there.
Cool extra stuff.
Yeah.
And did the school help you get into a UK university, or was that something you had to do yourself?
No, I had to do all that myself. All of my documents were also in Spanish. So I do have to get that properly translated. I think I got it possible.
Yeah.
All of that, had to do that all myself as well. Yeah, no help.
And do you think they were sort of, did they help you, or did they not really want you to do it?
Depends on the teacher really, but I think they do really want you to go to the university of the city. But most of I think all of my classmates went to
Mercia.
Yeah.
I got to Murcia and then some got to Valencia, don't they? Because it's quite close as well.
Yeah.
A couple of friends went to Valencia, so it's handy to get to and you can
Exactly.
come back
I mean,
and forth to
a lot of
Murcia.
them, I guess, are with at home, are they? The ones that you don't gone. I mean, that's not, for me, one of the biggest parts of the university is going away and starting your adult life somewhere else,
Getting a little bit of independence and it's kind of all part of it, isn't it?
Yeah.
I think that is also a difference in our culture. That me and my sister were always pushed to
Pushed out, you try to say. Or to get rid of it as quickly as possible.
Jamie said something like that the other day. He goes, I think it's different in Ireland because I think you just kind of left to your own devices once you're 18.
Yeah. How far? Where's the furthest one you've applied to? I'll say, oh, yeah, that looks a good course. Botswana.
But most of my classmates are still classmates at uni. They're all graduating together, which I think is quite nice if that's what you want to do.
So they could have effectively started in Cettina, for example, at 3 years old, and still be together at 21.
Yeah.
Wow.
I think it's nice as well.
Yeah,
It's kind
good,
of you stay in that one group then forever. I don't know, you never
Because in the UK, I mean, you've explained it the same, Jamie, that there are certain universities that are good at certain things. And in the UK, it did, I don't know if it still does, but you tend to get ones that are good at something, really good at something, and really good at that, but not as good in, or not as well respected in other subjects. I guess the way we're talking here is that Mercia must effectively virtually do every subject to a reasonable standard, because if everybody's intended, and that's not just for Mercia, I mean any city, that university will have to specialise in everything rather than specialising in certain
I think they
subjects.
have basic general subjects, something each
Yeah.
one. But then if people want to do specific things, you can't do it in, do they do medicine in Murcia, for example? Do they?
Yeah,
Alright,
they do
I thought it was just Valencia, not Murcia.
I think Murcia has like most universities will have just loads of different faculties. They will just spread around the city, so they tend to do quite a lot. They do because they have their own
So no, Mercia is quite famous for dentistry and veterinarian.
Yeah.
That's where people come from other areas to that one for that reason.
Yeah.
Yeah, like
It's
you
interesting.
said, I think they are very basic subjects because that was the reason why I didn't go. I could have got, like you said, I could have gone to one of the other universities, but there wasn't a specific course. I wanted a more, they are very basic subjects. I think.
General subjects, yeah.
More generalised to what you've done at school.
Yeah.
Whereas I never liked anything that I did at school, so I was want to do something else that's something very specific. And I ended up going to uni and doing media, and then I changed my mind and did marketing. But I wouldn't have been able to do either of those courses in Murcia. I
There'd
didn't
be a subject within something more general.
Yeah,
So
maybe
focused on-
journalism,
Yeah.
but that wasn't really what I wanted
So-
to do.
Because they sort of didn't really help you, you had to sort yourself out. What about the living when you got to the place? Had they given you any help with accommodation or anything like that? in the place that you were going to, or is that something you now had to, then had to do yourself?
Well, I think the university just does offer limited scholarships. They do for certain people. I never really applied to any of them. But yeah, they do definitely offer them, like they pay for your rent, and then there's another one where it just pays for your school and things like that. There's very specific ones for people who need them.
Yeah.
They do crack down on like who actually needs it and who doesn't really need it.
Yeah.
And then also, they're a bit strict for living there, aren't they, as well? You have to be maybe home at a specific time and all that kind of thing. Whereas you wanted a little bit more freedom, didn't you? So you just rented, shared a room in a couple of different apartments, isn't that right?
Yeah, but the thing is, like the rooms that the universities offer tend to be just very expensive.
They are expensive by
they're extremely
comparison to just
expensive.
sharing an apartment, aren't they?
Like they're still nice, like apartments or rooms or whatever, but they're just still much more expensive, and then they're more limited because they're inside these student housing buildings, and you might not be able to have visitors, or you might have to be back, as you said, at a certain hour or something. So it's just not worth it. It's cheaper and just more convenient to kind of rent your own place out.
Yeah. I guess if you have a kid who's going to university that's maybe far away or something, you want that kind of maybe feeling of security or something like that when they're first moving away from home, maybe student accommodation as a...
Because I think English universities tend to guarantee first years somewhere, do they?
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, I mean, particularly important in Lottie's case, because as far as they were concerned, you were a foreign student. In fact, that you can speak perfect English, but it would be a lot more difficult because you're from here trying to organise something over there. So, because you went into student accommodation, university accommodation, didn't you, for the first year?
Yeah, and I was in an international flat. So I am considered an international student, but I pay home student fees. So that was a good way around it.
And then so second year onwards, you then found your own accommodation.
Yeah, once I'd made friends, I moved into my own house.
Yeah. Did you prefer that to student accommodation, or what was your experience there?
Yeah, I mean, I liked the accommodation. It was fun. It was good to like meet people and stuff, but the house is better. And I've lived in a different house every year with like my friends.
Yeah.
So it's quite nice.
Yeah.
Kind of gives you more of a sense of, I don't know, real life or something.
Yeah.
Doesn't it? Yeah.
If anybody has any universities for me to go after my school, tell it in the comments.
Oh, nice.
Yeah,
In the
comment.
comments.
Send
in the
it
email,
to
follow.
hello@spainfullyhonest.com.
Do you want to
So
say
on
that?
universities for Max, that'd be good.
So, do you want to say the email? Go for it. You answer the mic.
Comment at Spainfullyhonest.com.
Very
Brilliant.
good.
I spoke to Emily, we all know Emily,
Yeah.
Richard and Rebecca's daughter Emily. She went to is at university in Murcia, and she said that in the first year, actually every year, which is different to the UK, because I don't think you can go into university accommodation so much in the second.
Not in England. No.
But she said it is available for everybody in university, so you can do each one, but people very rarely do. And one of the reasons for that is she's paying €200 a month for a room.
For a flat, isn't it?
For a flat with friends, which is considerably less than you pay for university
That's gas,
accommodation.
isn't it? It should be the other way around, shouldn't
Yeah,
they?
you'd think so.
Yeah.
Yeah, but the difference was, like she said, if you're coming from distance, every year can stay in university accommodation, which in the UK you can't do that.
Oh, that's good.
So yeah, that's quite good. And she, this year, she's actually working in Mercia over the summer, and her landlord, because it's a student accommodation in the summer, he usually gets nothing. He's allowed her to stay in for the same price. So that's quite good.
nice. Yeah.
Yeah. But I think that's something that's interesting, obviously, depending on where you are in Spain, is that the accommodation will vary in price.
Yeah.
Mercia is a very reasonable place to live. I think if you were trying to do the same thing in Madrid or Barcelona, it'd be a different situation.
Granada is quite reasonable as well, isn't it?
Yeah, it's very nice.
You might need to use university accommodation for the first year if you went somewhere.
Yeah, it
like
might be
that.
more reasonable in Madrid.
Yeah.
Because it might be, yeah, the accommodation might be fixed, I guess, maybe across the country or more or less. I don't know. But then, yeah, the actual property market is different in each region, so yeah, it might be very
But
different.
it is good to know, like with Lottie's experience, it is good to know that the university will help you in the first year. Particularly, I know you may be English, but you know if they're going to a university far away from you where you were in the UK, trying to organise it looks a bit more difficult. So that's good, interesting.
So, what's next then? And I'm looking at Jamie because I know, so you're heading somewhere different now, aren't you? Tell us what's coming up for you.
Yeah, I'm moving to Oviedo. I am to kind of finish my degree there, and yeah, like after that I'll get my master's probably in Madrid.
Yeah. In Madrid, you think? Yeah.
I think so. I'll do it
Keep
in
jumping
Madrid.
around Spain there in the masters, or jump around Europe. In fact, you've gone to Ireland and you're back to Spain.
No.
Then you think you'd like the idea of the UK, but then you come back to Spain again. So.
The UK was ages ago though.
Oh, okay.
And no, Ireland I changed my mind because it's a while ago too because it's just a bit too expensive.
Very expensive.
Spain is just much more convenient because it's more compatible with the degree. So for the past year or so, I've been sure about the fact that I want to stay in Spain. Just I don't know where yet because I do want to get it in like schools.Bilingualism, which is kind of like conservation of material culture, like patrimony, is that a word?
No idea.
Well, like material culture, what you take out in excavations, conservation, and there's only certain universities that offer that, not many.
So you have to go to a specific.
I'd have to go to probably a bigger city like Madrid or Barcelona.
So how many years have you done now then? So what year are you in effectively? Just in years. So what
I just finished third year.
you just finished third year. Is it a 4-year course then?
Yeah.
Yeah. And then you do masters each 1 year, is it, or 2 years?
The conservation one is usually 1 year. It is.
Okay.
Yeah.
But then you're adding on history
Yeah.
to your degree, so he's going to do 2 more years.
Right.
So on top of my archaeology degree that I have now, or that I'm getting now, I'm going to add 2 years of history because the archaeology degree is a bit too hyper-specific with its classes.
Yeah.
So we didn't really do too much history. Like for example, in first year we did just prehistory, 1 class, done away. And you can't do that, it's too long. So I want to get more context, historical context before finishing my degree.
What is your goal then? So you get your masters. What would you like to do after that?
Well, I like excavating, I do. But what I'd mainly like to go into is that conservation, working in a museum, like preserving what we find. I'd like that.
So when people do an excavation and they find things, then they get handed over to someone who preserves them and has to look after them. And
Yeah. Exactly.
Very cool.
That's really good.
That's really cool. I'm not that prepared. I still don't know what I want to do. I'm graduating next week.
Yes. Oh yeah. Just a minute before we forget. Update. Wait, update. Because I know there's a lot of people only listening because of this. Yeah, my mother in particular. Not only my mother. She did find this picture by the way. So she's a contributor now. She's a contributor. Look at that.
Amazing.
Yes. So we're down to 116.3. So that means, because I don't know when the dates are on these episodes, but I've now got effectively 1 week on Thursday to still get into the black suit. I haven't tried it yet. I might try it later today.
Aww.
I'm not putting a picture on, by the way, especially if it doesn't fit.
So yeah, I'm graduating next week. And I've applied to a few jobs in Newcastle. I'm thinking of maybe staying there for a year and then go travelling or something. I'm not really sure.
It's a good idea.
Yeah.
It's nice to see the world and get some experience. You're very good on the podcast. Maybe you could go into podcasting. Yeah.
You did a radio, didn't you? You did a some episodes on radio. It's very good.
Newcastle.
So we have the setup is here. Come up and do your own. What about you, Maximo? What's coming up for you? Tell me.
So, what do you mean?
I guess you're finishing school. What do you want to be when you grow up then? At the moment, what are you thinking?
Like
Talk to me.
chef. Like,
Chef like Papa?
Yeah.
Or what else
So,
were you saying the other day?
I'll say astronaut.
An astronaut? And an actor you said as well?
Yeah.
And a maths teacher?
I'm a master.
all right. So for those people that are getting Max's university place, it's those 4 subjects that we're mostly interested in, okay?
So, yeah, chef, maths teacher, who's very good at maths,
Yeah.
and Oh, I'm sorry.
I got 96%
Yeah.
in my intelligence, and I think most of it was the numbers.
Yeah, he's very good at maths.
Well, that's brilliant.
Like,
Excellent.
I
Good
can
boy.
do the divisions from the same number.
Very good.
So, like, 2 divided into 2 people, this is going to be 1, because you have 1 yourself and then another, that's 2 people, so you get 1.
Yeah.
That's the same.
Perfect.
3, you always have 1, 4, you always have 1, 5,
Very
5,
close.
1.
You're right.
Very good.
So, maths teacher.
I've got one last question then, for all of you, all 3 of you. English. If you're going to give some advice to people with kids moving over to Spain, based on your experience, what would it be? What would the most important thing be to give to parents about the kids' education if they were coming to Spain? Or they're already here, but the kids are young.
Do you want to let them think? Do you want to have a...
I think,
That's
I think just the language is the absolutely most important thing because you need to communicate. You do.
Yeah.
If you know the language, it's just done. You can make friends, you can socialize, you can do the classes in that language. Like it's just teaching the language, and that's the most important thing. And then also just not kind of thinking all the time. Like don't let them get that kind of thought, being like, "Oh, I'm so different. I'm never going to fit in, and I'm a foreign." Because if you think that, you're just going to make it your reality.
And you do hear that. You know, one of the things you hear is that it is nothing against this kids, don't go mad with Uncle Paul, but it is a very easy excuse to say, I don't understand. And as the parent, you can't really argue with it. If you don't, I mean, you could because you speak Spanish, but I couldn't. If the girls had come home, which they never did, and said, I don't understand that subject, I don't want to do it anymore because I can't speak it, I couldn't help them particularly, you know. I couldn't argue with it because I don't speak the language really.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Right.
I agree. I think, and also not letting the English slip away. I think the English is also very, very important.
Yeah.
Like to make sure that they speak and read and write like an English person.
We did get an English tutor for you, didn't we?
Yeah.
Used to do, and didn't do a lot. We did a couple of hours a week, didn't we? But that was to try and maintain perhaps more of an English level of English, if that makes sense, because obviously it's a second language here. So in classes in the classroom, you might do 2 hours a week in school,
Yeah.
compared to in the UK, you would have done 40 hours or whatever.
Yeah,
it is.
it's super important because you'll often notice that kids, well, I don't know about you guys are grand, but with kids that kind of age, when they're in secondary school, their spelling in English might be awful. You know, the grammar sometimes can be terrible as well, which is why I do the reading with Max, because even though you're just reading, the words are going in, the spelling is going in, the grammar is going in. So it's just a really simple way to keep up. But yeah, we might even in the future at Max have to do something like you did with Lottie and maybe with an English tutor or something like that as well, because the grammar is a different level in the Spanish schools, as is they don't do English spelling that or anything like that either. So it's very good when you have to really keep on top of the English as well. Because it's great to learn Spanish, of course, it's brilliant, but you don't want to lose the level of English either.
I mean, to be bilingual is just fantastic.
Yeah.
You know, for the rest of their lives, you know. And particularly, you know, living here obviously, but they may choose to go to the UK to university.
Yeah.
And I think it's actually been, you know, a massive advantage for you, Lottie, and for Billy, that really you sort of, although we say that your first language is probably Spanish, it's very close. The English is very close behind. Imagine going, you know, because you like, we must have friends who've gone who speak a lot less English than you. It's more difficult for them because they won't do classes in Spanish, won't they? They'll do classes in English. Or university lectures and things will be in English, won't they?
Yeah. I got a lot of help at uni because obviously I'd never done education in English before. It was always in Spanish. And like the university system that they prepare you for in Spain is very different to the UK. Like it's exam based, I think. Might be wrong. I think it's exam based in Spain. Whereas in England it's mostly essay based or like the odd exam. I'd never written an essay before. So I was like failing quite a lot of them my first year. And I just didn't understand why. Like I was like really trying my hardest. And then I spoke to somebody and they gave me like so much support, like lessons in how to write essays and like the structure and like researching and all that I'd never done in Spain. So that is, they do always provide that kind of thing for
Is
international
that because you were classed as a foreign student, or if you weren't classed as a foreign student, would that help still be available, you think?
Because my first year I wasn't technically an international student because they thought I was fine. But then when I started failing in first year, I requested it and they gave me straight away. There wasn't an extra cost or anything like that. It was just extra classes. So that is one thing I did struggle with quite a lot. Getting into the English system.
Yeah.
But
I'm thinking the same actually, because in Ireland, when I was in secondary school, not in university, we did loads of essays. I'm thinking now, I don't remember you doing many essays even when you were in secondary school.
In secondary school, we did something different. It was like comentario de texto.
Yeah.
It's like
So
a
it's not
different.
like from your own mind, a creative text, like where you start from scratch. It's totally different, isn't
It's
it?
like analyzing a text,
Yeah.
and you can add like your own kind of opinion at the end, kind of thing.
Yeah.
But it's not like your own kind of.
An essay
your own
on
text
mind,
yourself,
because
yeah.
it's a skill, like to sit there with that blank page and have to start from scratch yourself. That is hard, isn't it?
yeah.
Those first few sentences, once you start, it's like boom, it's fine, isn't it? Those first couple of sentences, it's like, oh my god, it's so scary, that blank page, isn't it? And for kids, I've never thought about that before. That's interesting.
When I went, obviously my year out to the final exam thing, our teachers wanted us to revise, I can't even remember how much it was so much. It was the history from 2 before Christ to now. And you had to revise it all, all the names, everything. There was no saying what I thought of it. It was what they said.
It's more like further O level in the UK. So O level just tends to be what you remember, GCSE.
Yeah.
You have to remember it, don't you?
Yeah.
A level usually in the UK is remember it, but say why.
Yeah.
Whereas here, I think it was just more intense remembering.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's why you can do more subjects probably.
Yeah. So I hadn't done that before, but I did pretty well.
You did very well. It proves that both systems work one way or another.
It's different, and it's nice. It's helpful to know the differences because then you can be prepared. You can help your child with the changes.
Yeah. And the same, and Lottie's not just a one-off. Her sister as well went to the UK and got a great degree. So it definitely is possible. There's different ways to do everything. Really good.
And Maxie, any tips for you for people coming to Spain, kids maybe your age?
So
What tips would you give them?
I would recommend bringing some friend, or just bringing a friend, maybe teaching you the Spanish before you apply to the school.
Yeah.
So have a friend that can help you in school.
Very good.
Yeah. So get a Spanish friend before you go as soon as possible. Try and find a Spanish friend. That's really good. That's definitely.
Good boy.
Very good.
You're a legend. So, thank you very much to Jamie, Lottie, and Max for giving us their perspective on what it's like to be in school in Spain and, all the different variables they're in that you heard about. Thank you so much for coming on and sharing your experience. It's made me feel much better. I thought it was more difficult, sound like it was grand. And thank you, Max, for sharing your experiences so far as well.
Yeah, you'll probably see more of Max in the future.
Yeah.
Coming on as he progresses through his education, we'll follow him all the way through, as we will everybody.
Yeah, because I'm young and I still have more school to go.
You do, a lot of school to go, yeah. So thank you everybody. And to the viewers and listeners, whatever we class you as, viewers and listeners, if you are interested in Spanish international schools, we're actually getting somebody to come in from King's College who's going to talk about that school in particular, who've got branches in. They've got them in Murcia, Alicante and Madrid. So if that's of any interest to you, please send us any questions you've got through to hello@Spainfullyhonest.com and we can get them to them when they come in. So that'll be really interesting, hopefully.
Yeah. And don't forget to subscribe to our podcast on Spotify and on YouTube so that you can hear all the episodes that are coming up. And thank you very much for listening.
Yes, thank you very much.
And don't forget to tell me universities.
The universities. Very good. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.